I'm in Oxford, a city here in England known for basically one thing, and that is the University of Oxford. It's one of the most prestigious universities in the world. I was going to say in the UK, but yeah, one of the most prestigious in the world. And I just wanted to kind of make this video to show you that Oxford has more than just the University of Oxford. There's so many other universities and schools and colleges and churches and stuff, and hopefully this video should prove that to you. I'm currently on my way to the University of Oxford Mechanical Institute or something like that, which will help me tick off one of my goals, but it's a little bit too people-y over here ahead of me, so I think I'm going to explain my 5 goals once I arrive. Here we are. That was a nice quick walk. Right, these 5 goals are to: Number 1, cross at least 5 bridges, which is going to be quite difficult. Number 2, ride on a double-decker bus through the city centre of Oxford, which should be fairly easy. 3 is to visit at least 5 university or college buildings, one of which is right behind us here, the Mechanical Institute of the University of Oxford. Number 4 is to eat at a place I've never tried before. And finally, number 5 is to take a contrasting photo. Better look at the Mechanical Institute here. It's a very, very nice modern building. I could definitely see this being a 21st century building. You can tell with the limestone, it's kind of trying to blend in with the older buildings like this one, for example, which is all built with limestone. When you get a university city, you always get modern buildings, but since all these universities in the UK are very, very old, well, most of them are at least, you obviously do get the older stuff as well, which is why the contrasting photo goal should be really easy. We've got some nice modern artwork here. I say nice, it says no climbing on that sign. Honestly, I think I'd be terrified to climb that thing. You'd end up with no eyes left. Yeah, that is the Mechanical Institute over and done with. Let's head back towards this way and get some of these goals ticked off. Actually, the next spot is this way. I can't wait for this next one, it looks so cool. Oh, there it is. Switch the camera around. Look over there. A really nice glass, modern, circular round building thingy. That is the something School of Government. Let's get onto the other side of it. Bit of a photo shoot going on down there. So I'll just go the long way round. God, there's some flies around here. I don't mean to keep flipping the camera around, but just look at this stuff. That is absolutely incredible. This is my 3rd time in Oxford on the channel, 4th time overall, well, 5th time overall, and I've never seen any of this stuff. I always used to just do the same things over and over again. So maybe we could say this video is a little bit like the Cardiff one, where I was just doing it to kind of cap off Oxford and see all the bits I kept missing. Just before anyone starts commenting it, I don't want to go to university in Oxford. I'm probably going to end up going somewhere like Manchester if I go to uni. Here it is right here. This is the, now let's see if I'm reading this right, Blavatnik Government School or School of Government. I'm not sure if this is part of Oxford University or not, but this is definitely our 2nd university building ticked off. Oh, our 3rd is over there, Oxford University Press. I think I need to go and see more than just the University of Oxford, and that's because this video is literally about showing that Oxford has more than just university. So I think the next thing will be a different spot, but this building is just absolutely incredible. Here's a nice view from the other side of the road. That's absolutely incredible how they've like curved the glass and layered the circles up like a cake. As I said, I don't think this one's part of the University of Oxford, otherwise it would have its own navy blue sign, although that might be one over there. I'm not sure, but this one definitely is, Oxford University Press, which means we've literally just ticked off 2 more university, school or college buildings. I think this is the way we have to walk next. It's very modern around here. I really didn't expect it to be like this. Hi everyone, it's me from later on in the video. I just wanted to very quickly say that I'm not making any promises, but there's a small possibility I might be able to go abroad this summer. So if you'd like to support that possibility, you can of course donate to the Buy Me a Coffee, which is linked in the pinned comment. If you don't have any money, that's absolutely fine, because you can also support the channel by liking, subscribing and even commenting, and I'll let you get back on with the video now. Thank you. So our next spot actually isn't anything to do with any type of university or college or school or anything. It's actually one of our bridges. Now, it's about half an hour walk away for me at least. It says 45 minutes on Google Maps, but I can probably get that down to half an hour. And the walk does take us directly through the city centre. So I'm going to do a few quick shots of the walk, and then I'll see you when we get there, and it will be worth it because from what I've seen, it's really, really cool. Just on my walk to the bridge, and this is the University of Oxford Language Centre. I think I've just basically done a 10-minute circle around this big block of buildings, so I definitely didn't have to walk as far as I have, but that is our 4th university building ticked off. Not far down the road, and this is our Radcliffe Primary Care building. Well, it's not ours, but this is the Radcliffe Primary Care building, so that'll be like healthcare and the NHS and stuff. I just wanted to say that I actually looked up that government building, which is over there actually, and it turns out it is part of the University of Oxford. So that is our 5 university or college buildings ticked off. It's just a shame they were all the University of Oxford. So what I'm going to do is promise you that we will see more university or college buildings and they won't all be the University of Oxford. Because as I said at the beginning of the video, the whole point of this video is to showcase Oxford without just showing you the University of Oxford. And there are plenty more schools and colleges around the city. That's our setback for the video. I absolutely cannot believe I've just done that. But I've basically just walked in the polar opposite direction to where we need to go. And I'm now on the wrong side of the city centre and a 45-minute walk away from this bridge. So I guess I have a few options. I could catch a bus to the railway station, then walk along the River Severn, sorry, not the River Severn, then walk along the River Thames, get a few more bridges ticked off, and then get to this really cool bridge and then see another university or college or whatever. And then I need to get back into the city centre in time for food. I could just leave it and walk back, I guess. But I probably want to go to the River Thames anyway, because I do need to get some of these bridges. So I guess that's what we'll do. I don't know about catching a bus though. I'll see how available they are. So it looks like there is a bus that goes back through to the city centre, and the stop is over there. So I'm guessing I'm just going to hop on that. We can get the bus goal ticked off, then we can get the bridge goal ticked off, then we can get the food goal ticked off, and somewhere in between that we'll take a contrasting photo. So it sounds like this setback wasn't actually too bad after all, especially since we got the university buildings ticked off as well. Thank you. Hello, I'm back. As you saw, I just had a really nice bus journey right through the city centre of Oxford, so I'm glad we got that goal ticked off. We've got a few more goals left to go. We have to take a contrasting photo, we have to eat somewhere we haven't eaten before, and we have to cross over at least 5 bridges, some of which are just approaching now. Here's the River Thames here, and this is our first bridge. This is indeed the same River Thames that goes through London. There is another bridge down there, so I think I'm just going to try and walk down to there. Here it is, this is our second bridge here. Down there is the River Thames, this one's kind of running alongside it, and then that's some sort of canal, which I'm guessing is a kind of a spring off, what do you call it? Offspring, something like that, off the River Thames. We don't really need to go down here, but there appears to be something else down there. So just see if it's a bridge, and if not, then we'll head towards our big bridge. That's something I didn't mention, is that the bus that took me through the city centre turned out to go next to the police station. It stopped next to the police station, and this is kind of near-ish the bridge we were aiming for. This is another bridge. Cool, bridges. This is our third bridge here. I don't know if we really need to be going this way. I do kind of want to see those houses over there, or those half houses that are currently being built. So I think we'll carry on down this way and see where we end up. I was talking about those buildings down there, but it turns out they're not being built. It's some sort of boating flats or something, and they've got loads of flagpoles for some reason. So we'll head back down this way and hopefully get to that bridge I was talking about and get all of our bridges ticked off so that we can go and get some food. And on the subject of food, I have actually decided what my new food place is going to be, and that is Wendy's, which I believe is fairly new to the UK. I think Oxford may have been one of the first. I can imagine there was probably one in London, but they're just very sparsely scattered around the country. It's an American company, I think, and I'm very excited to try it out because I've heard a lot of good things about their milkshakes. Quick detour to cross over this bridge over here. I remember it being really nice last time I came, so this one's going to be good. Here's our fourth bridge here, not to be confused with the fourth bridge, which we've seen in Scotland. But the reason I said it's really nice is because we get an amazing view of these really nice giant houses, which are on their own little island on the River Thames, just where it gets really wide here. I think it's called the Folly Island, I'm not quite sure though. And I think this is 2 separate houses, so that's one and that's the other. This particular one is really, really cool because they've got their nice yellow tower there, little garden with a hot tub on the top I can see there. And down here, they've got their little, whatever it's called, boat thingy. I would absolutely love to live here, but only if I never left the house because I'd hate to be in a touristy area like Oxford. Anyway, back up this way and I can explain the thought I've just had. So I just wanted to quickly say, I'll come and sit down here. I know I hyped up this bridge a lot and we tried to get there and I said it was really cool, but I've just looked at some street view and it really doesn't look that nice compared to some of the other areas we could go to. Don't need to go down there. I've also just looked at how far away it is, and even from here it's another 25 minutes, which is nearly an hour there and back just to here. So I think instead we're going to do something else. I am also getting really hungry as well, so I don't want to miss out on food. So I've just done a bit of really quick research, and it turns out there's actually very few universities or colleges in Oxford which aren't part of the University of Oxford. There's obviously Oxford Brookes University, which lots of you will know about, but that's too far out of the city centre. So I'm just going to go to one of its buildings, which is actually closer into the city centre, and hopefully I can find some other schools on the way. Even if we can't find any, that's fine, because there's still a lot to Oxford which isn't just the universities. So to be completely honest, when I think of Oxford, I don't think of the university. I think of the tourism and the culture around the tourism and kind of the modernness of parts of the universities. And what else? There's a castle, the transport's really good. I like its links to London. That's all the kind of stuff I think about. But that's after lots and lots of hours of exploring the city. So I keep going the wrong way, don't I? So yeah, I'm sure when you think of Oxford, you probably immediately think of the prestigious university, but there's more to the city than just that. And that's what this whole video is meant to be about, as I've mentioned many times already. So that's what I'm going to spend the last bit of the video showing you. So this building here is Christ Church College, which is part of the University of Oxford. But I think kind of associated with Christ Church College is a load of different private schools and even primary schools for younger children, which I wouldn't say are part of the university. And I'm not actually going to focus on this. I'm actually going to focus on those buses up there, and a massive coach just passed by, and it actually connects Oxford to Heathrow and Gatwick airports. So if you're a student in Oxford and you need to travel abroad, then there's an easy link, and I'm pretty sure it's pretty cheap, but I do your own research before using it. But by the looks of it, it's really good. And let's not forget the Oxford Tube as well, which are these really nice modern double-decker coaches. Basically, they're huge, and they run from not Worcester, they run from Oxford to London Victoria. Basically, I'm pretty sure it's 24 hours a day. I'm not quite sure, but they go between the two and connect the two cities. It's called the Oxford Tube, which is a bit deceiving. I don't think I've mentioned this yet, but I am absolutely boiling hot. There's another heat wave coming over the UK. It kind of stopped for a bit since the Worcester video, and now it started again. So I'm dying to finish this video, but I need to get my goals completed. And obviously, as you know, we're heading to part of the Oxford Brookes University, which I'm pretty sure isn't part of the University of Oxford. But what I haven't told you is we're going to the legal practice part of it, the law school kind of part of it, if you know what I mean, which is just another 5-minute walk down here. God, I really need to finish this video. But that's not even one of our goals. We've finished that goal already. What we need to do now is find another bridge and take a contrasting photo. Here it is. Finally. I'm pretty sure this is part of the Oxford Brookes University. No! Don't tell me it's... There's an Oxford University or University of Oxford sign over there. So this is it. This is the building I was definitely aiming for, St Cross building. But as you can see, there's a navy blue sign there right in the centre of the screen. And the navy blue signs mean University of Oxford. It says University of Oxford at the top. And it says there, Law Institute, so it's the European and British Law something Institute. I should probably know this. And I'm sure, there's something over there, New College. Okay, we might be onto something actually. So it turns out this was a flop. That's not actually the right kind of building we're looking for. But this one, New College, Western Buildings and Sports Ground. Not a blue sign. Have we found it? I think so. That is New College, a building which isn't part of the Oxford University or University of Oxford, but is still its own college. Oh, don't tell me that is part of it. If you know, let me know in the comments. As with everything, we might have just wasted a bit of a walk, but we found more colleges, I guess, and buildings. That's 7 now we found buildings, part of the university. We have almost exactly an hour till my train, just over an hour actually. And in that hour, I have a 47-minute route planned. Got 18% left on my phone battery. And this route will take me to one of the buildings we went to earlier, so that I can take a photo of it for the thumbnail. Then it will take us to Wendy's so we can get some food and get that goal ticked off. Then it will take us back to the railway station via a bridge which goes over a canal, which will get us all 5 of our goals ticked off, and hopefully to the train station if we can eat quickly and walk quickly. However, there are some really nice modern buildings here, so I might be able to eliminate part of that and just take a photo and go straight to Wendy's. Turns out we will have to go to that building. It's the government school, if you were wondering, because I need to get a photo of that for the thumbnail. It's just the one I saw over there wasn't as good. But instead of filming this entire route, I'm just going to update you when we get there, and then I'll update you when we get to Wendy's, and then I'll update you when we get to the bridge, and then I'll update you when we're finishing the video by the train station. Here we are. I just got some photos for the thumbnail. Hopefully they're good enough. They were a bit rushed though. Over there is another modern kind of building which is squeezed between 2 old red brick ones. So I did also take our contrasting photo, and if you don't believe me, I'll just put it up on screen right now. Next stop is Wendy's to get some very quick food. We might have to get a later train home if we don't get there quickly, so I'll see you once we get there. Here it is, Wendy's, the food place I've never been before. We're just going to have the fastest food review ever, get our penultimate goal ticked off, and then we can get onto the train station. Right, here we are, food looks good, just need to eat this and get out of here. Right, I just left Wendy's. Overall it was okay. I think if I'd got something different I would have been happier, but I didn't really have any time, so I just had the fries and what they call a frosty. It's kind of ice cream milkshake mixed between the two. You eat it with a spoon though, so it's more liquidy ice cream. Melted ice cream? I don't know. Anyway, we have one last goal to tick off, and that's to cross over our final bridge, which is in between here and the station. I have 20 minutes before my train, so yeah, we better get there quickly. This is so exciting. I cannot wait to end this. Here's our final bridge here. This is not the River Thames. I think this is some sort of canal that kind of comes off it. Maybe the same one we saw earlier. But that is our final goal ticked off. We've seen 5 bridges. Phew, that was a long one. My train's in 5 minutes, so I do have to do this very, very quickly. But if you'd like to support the channel with a little bit of spare money you have, you can of course donate to my Buy Me a Coffee, which is linked in the pinned comment. If you don't have any money, that's absolutely fine, because you can also support the channel by liking, subscribing, and even commenting. I better go and catch this train, so I'll see you next week in another very, very exciting video. Bye bye.